Call a meeting to order. Worthington City Council regular meeting, 5:30 p.m. Monday, April 13th, 2026, City Hall Council Chambers. If I everybody rise for Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. We do not have any changes or additions to the agenda. Motion and seconded to close the agenda. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. To the consent agenda, we've got regular City Council meeting minutes of March 23rd, 2026. Water and Light Commission meeting minutes of April 6th, 2026. Park and Recreation Advisory Board meeting minutes of March 18th, 2026. Application for temporary on-sale liquor license, Worthington Hockey Association. Application for temporary on-sale liquor license, St. Mary's Church of Worthington. Approved Girls Softball Association agreement. Approved 2026 Worthington Soccer League agreement, and bills payable. Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Thank you, Mayor. First item is the second reading of the proposed ordinance to vacate part of platted public utility easement on lots 1 and 2, block 1, 6 Fairway Addition. Pursuant to the published notices, time and date for the second reading of the proposed ordinance to vacate part of a platted public utility easement on lots 1 and 2, block 1, 6 Fairway View Addition. Complete copy of the ordinance was in the March 23rd council agenda. Council action is requested.
Motion to approve second reading.
We have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
All right, the next item is resolution approving Charter Commission member appointments. On March 23rd, the City Council approved the nominating committee appointment recommendations for the Charter Commission. In addition, under Minnesota Statutes 410.05 subdivisions 3, City Council must also, by resolution, nominate the eligible individuals and submit a petition to the District Court to appoint them as members of the Worthington City Charter Commission. The resolution is shown in Exhibit 3. Council action is requested to adopt the resolution.
Motion to approve.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My first case item is a park bench donation. The Park and Recreation Advisory Committee has received a request from an individual to place a bench along the bike trail. The request is as follows. The Lee McAllister in memory of Betty Ann McAllister. The application and resolution accepting the donation of the bench is included as Exhibit 3 in your packet. This donation meets all the requirements as set forth in the park donation policy adopted by City Council, and the Park and Recreation Advisory Board has reviewed and recommended City Council accept the donation. Council action is requested to adopt the resolution accepting the donation of the park bench as presented and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign any necessary agreement.
Motion to approve.
Motion and second. Any further discussion?
It does say Lee McAllister. Is that just from Lee, by me?
It's from Lee.
It'll say
for
Betty McAllister on it? Okay.
Yeah, it's from Lee McAllister memory of Betty Ann.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
The second one is the 2026 Beach Nook contract. The Park and Recreation Advisory Board has endorsed the proposed contract, Exhibit 4 in your packet, with Patricia Arndt to operate the Beach Nook. The leasee shall be paid a sum of $5,000 in exchange for maintaining the restroom facilities, the beach area, and the concession area during the term of the lease. If council approves the contract with Mrs. Arndt, it should be contingent on city staff receiving the appropriate city concession permits and fees. The term of this contract is for 1 year with an option for an annual renewal if agreed upon by both parties. Council action is requested to approve the Beach Nook lease as presented with the contingencies as stated and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign any agreements.
Steve?
With this renewal, does this come back to council annually,
No.
or is it with just
No.
automatic
Yeah.
renewal?
It renews. Last time we came here, we used to do it annually. We did a 5-year contract with her. She wasn't sure if she wanted to do another 5-year contract, so we just modeled this after what we do with our agricultural leases, and we just put an automatic renewer. Either party can give notice if we want to stop.
Amy?
Is it, it's been $5,000 for
Yep.
a long time, and
Yep.
she's okay with that?
Yep.
No increase?
Nope.
She's been able to find enough help and stuff. I know that her daughter had started this back when she was in
Cleans a
school.
lot of goose poop up for $5,000.
And cleans the bathrooms every day, twice a day, and picks up the entire park and rakes the beach. Yes. No, she's good with the terms, so.
Yeah, it's a good addition to our parks.
No question about that. It's just like, is that $5,000 fair? Because it's been that 5,000 for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, it's been that way since I can remember, but yeah, I talked to her about that, and she was fine with that, so.
Like a 5-month, summer month type.
She has to open it till Memorial Day weekend, and she has to have it through Labor Day, but she has the option to extend it, longer periods. She usually starts it somewhere around May 15th, on weekends, and then Memorial Day, she starts it 7 days a week, and then she usually goes, till September 15th, about Turkey Day. Weather cooperating. Yeah, and she does a tremendous business during the July, holiday.
Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
Thanks.
Motion is carried. Thank you.
Evening, everybody. My first item is to approval of temporary construction easement as part of the upcoming Highway 59 reconstruction. The MnDOT has proposed to acquire temporary construction easement from the city of Worthington for a strip of property between B&J Oil Company at 2095 Highway 59 and Norwood Inn at 2015 Highway 59, shown in Exhibit 1A. The MnDOT is proposing to pay the city $500 in exchange for this temporary easement, which is based on an appraisal of the subject property. The proposed easement area encompasses a gap between the south property line of B&J Oil and the north property line of Norwood Inn's parcel. This area is due to some gap in the legal description on the past deeds. City staff was unaware that the city held any fee interested in this property, but MnDOT has provided a title opinion that concludes the city is the owner. Council is asked to approve the temporary construction easement shown in Exhibit 1B.
So what's the exact property that they're leasing? Is it within the red line?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
How wide the piece is this?
I think it was a couple feet.
Anything
It's
on that?
really just some error whenever they were, when legal description was writing back then.
Cost more to fix it. I make a motion to approve.
Second. Motion is seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried.
Second one is task order with Bolton and Mink. The council is requested to approve task order number 39 in Exhibit 2 with Bolton and Mink, Inc. for professional engineering service related to the design and development of public infrastructure improvement for the East Flower Lane extension. This project represents a continuation and westward extension of the previously constructed roadway, allowing for connection to existing railroad crossing. The city recently acquired the remaining parcel necessary to complete this connection. Because Bolton and Mink Inc. designed the initial segment of the roadway and has completed prior study and design effort, their continued involvement will ensure consistency, streamline, coordination, and efficiency. The scope of service includes topographic and boundary survey, preparation of a feasibility report, final design final design plans and specification, permitting, and a bidding assistance. City staff will complete the annexation and plating of the property prior to bidding. Construction arrangement and inspection service will be performed in-house by city staff. Task order 39, not exceed to $64,500, outlines the professional services with work anticipated to begin in May of 2026. The feasibility report is expected to be completed between June and August 2026, with the project presented to council in September 2026 and the improvement hearing anticipated in October 2026. Final design will occur from October 26 through January 27, followed by permitting and bidding in early 2027. All services are anticipated to be completed by March 30, 2027. Staff recommends approval of task order 39 and Exhibit 2.
So is this going to be a full roadway from all the way to what, First Avenue or?
To the crossing, railroad crossing, which is First Avenue.
Across the railroad to First Avenue Southwest, yes.
Okay. So it'll be drivable straight all the way through?
Yes.
Yes. From First Way to Gateway, East Gateway Drive, where the Casey is right
You're
now.
not talking about from First Avenue to South Shore.
No.
That was my question too, that covered everything or just up to First Avenue Southwest?
Motion to approve.
We have a motion.
Second?
And seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried.
Third item is to award the contract for 6th Avenue. The bid opening for the 6th Avenue Street Reconstruction Project was scheduled for Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 at 2 p.m. The bid result will be made public once the council awards a contract to the lowest responsible bidder. There's some error. It's not the only bid. We actually received 3 bids for this project. And the lowest bid submitted by Holstein Excavating LLC is $705,849. This bid is approximately 20% lower than the engineer's estimate. Staff recommends that the council award a contract to the lowest responsible bidder.
Amy?
Have we dealt with Holstein Excavating in the past?
Yes, we have.
Yes.
And have we been completely happy with their work in the past?
That's a matter of opinion. Just to note, the project you're referring, I assume, the paving part was the biggest problem for that project. And this project paving part will be performed by different subcontractors since this is bituminous. They haven't really submitted the subcontractor list yet, who's doing with what part of the project. But as far as I know, Holstein Excavating doesn't do bituminous paving.
Curb and gutter removal, replacement.
That will be done by Holstein.
It has complete curb and gutter.
Yes, yep.
Mike, you have a question?
No, okay, good, all right. Coming into the big question.
And again, from what I read from the previous report and all construction plans for that old previous project, we didn't do the complete length, the whole length of curb and gutter. It was a spot repairs of curb and gutter, and a lot of them were existing curb and gutter, which didn't help the smoothness of the road pave.
I heard from one of their subcontractors did a better job than another one of their subcontractors in that area. So if we can have the right of refusal for a subcontractor.
Yeah, and that previous project was all concrete, which made it a little more complicated. And one of the paving contractors did an excellent job. The other one, Marginal, which had the city been a little more diligent in their oversight and inspection, it could have been corrected earlier on.
Obviously, we've got people dedicated looking over
project a little. Yes, we do know, Mr. Yu.
It would be very hard for us to defend it happening again.
Yes, and we have all different kind of tools to prevent that, and since we're aware of that, we can definitely prevent that.
I would have that conversation with the Holstein Excavating. It's like what we didn't like the last time, to make sure it doesn't happen again.
And I've had a conversation with them quite a bit after that too, so.
They were probably aware of it anyway.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's
We just don't need our phones turning off the wall, so.
Anything else? Questions?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stu. Redevelopment.
All right, Mayor, Council, my first and only item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the abatement of a hazardous building at 900 7th Avenue. On November 24th, 2025, the city's community service officer issued an exterior structure notice ordering the repair removal of a small detached garage at 900 7th Avenue pursuant to City Code Chapter 92. The structure in question has fallen into disrepair and has significant holes in the roof walls and is missing a window right by that big hole in the wall that you see in the pictures. The rest of the structure has peeling paint, rotting wood, and the inside is generally exposed to the elements, and you can see remnants of a tarp that once covered the roof there as well. I would pause here and I would add that November 24th, 2025 is not the only time the city's community service officer has been to this property trying to deal with it. This is the most recent notice there. The owner of the property made contact with the community service officer on December 19th, 2025, stating their intent to locate a contractor to repair the structure, and there's been no follow-up communication from the owner since. The matter is subsequently referred to community development. On January 23rd, 2026, a follow-up letter was sent to the owners of the property stating the intent to pursue demolition of the structure through a court order as permitted under Minnesota Statute 463. The letter also clearly stated the city's desire to work with the owner to reach an acceptable plan for abatement before pursuing court action. There has been no response from the owners. Exhibit 1A, you can see photos that were taken on April 7th, this last week. And the city's attorney has prepared a resolution shown in Exhibit 1B to declare the structure a hazardous building and authorize the city attorney and staff to take all necessary legal steps to ensure compliance. Next steps will include seeking a court order to allow the city to demolish the structure and assess the cost to the property. Council is asked to approve the resolution in Exhibit 1B.
How long does that all take?
Hopefully not too long, and it kind of depends on whether the owners try to fight it in court or not. The first step is actually we have to order title work because a notice has to be served on the owner and any lien holders on the property as well. So that can take a little bit of time to get that back and actually start things.
And can they come back at any time and decide to start work on it and avoid the demolition?
Sure, if they come back with an acceptable, solution. We've hired so-and-so, we have a day we're going to work on it, anything like
Looks like it's kind of beyond that as far as the,
That's my opinion.
yeah. Probably get some critters living in there too by now. Okay, we have a motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt. All right, let's see. We've got committee report. I have nothing.
We're gonna have a YMCA operational assessment this Wednesday where there's like 6 different organizations. I don't remember for sure if there are other YMCAs, but just coming in to assess how our YMCA is set up, all the way from governance to finances and things like that. So that they're welcoming that.
Right. I have to be out there by 9 o'clock. Chat with them for about 30 minutes or so.
That's all I have.
Right.
Were the Plimpton HRA, probably the biggest thing that's new on this is Section 8 waiting list. I'm going to pare that down to a year. Gone on beyond that. For informational purposes, we're funding 200 Section 8 vouchers in this area on a monthly basis. The waiting list is getting too long because of the federal rules by HUD that when someone comes up on the waiting list, they'll just send them a letter and then have 10 days to respond and then come back, and sometimes they won't answer or they move or something. So it's really a time-consuming process to get down the waiting list. So that's why we're going to cap the waiting list at a certain amount of time. That was it for Section 8.
Chris, no report. Steve?
Last week, our city staff working on the ice arena project, we met along with representative of the school district with our architect, finalizing some of the ideas on the floor plan and building arrangements. So I think the schematic plan has been updated with our request, and we do have another meeting later this week to go through, still narrowing down the cost estimate. So I think we're getting closer to be able to decide whether or not we can afford to move forward. And an email Friday from one of our HVAC contractors saying that we had a compressor that failed on one of our rooftop units on this portion of the building, and dropped off a proposal today. Looked at it, brought in another local HVAC contractor. We went up on the roof, could not find anything wrong with anything. Compressors were all working. The contact points were not burnt out as the proposal said. So I called the other contractor and asked him to explain if he was actually on our building or if he sent the proposal to the wrong group. But, and you can see the errors actually did kick in. So
You haven't heard back?
no, he hasn't called me back yet. That's all I have there.
Motion to adjourn? Okay. Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Meeting's adjourned.